Welcome one and all to mBluCrypto. Today we have two very special guests. We have Stan Larimer of BitShares, Beos, and we have Tim Burke, co-founder of Beos. Well, thank you both for this exclusive interview. This is an honor and a privilege, and welcome to mBluCrypto.
Hey, we're happy to be here.
Stan, is there anything that you're really excited about? I know we're talking about so many different aspects here. We got the blockchain, we've got the social app, RUON, we have SovereignSky. Is there any particular project within the overall scheme here that you're really excited about?
Well, I don't know. I suppose the most exciting one is our Space Telescope project, where we're going to, with Mission Space.1, put up 4 space telescopes about 30 inches in diameter for each of these telescopes, and make those available for people to access in the amateur astronomy arena. So about half of the total time will be sold to researchers. The other half will be reserved for ordinary people on the ground to get on and steer those scopes and look at anything around in our solar system. Yeah. So I think that's a particularly exciting thing. Of course, one of the things that will exist on each of these telescopes is a Beos node, so that they'll serve a dual purpose. They'll provide 4 of our space-based nodes. So that's one thing I'm particularly excited about. Obviously, putting up the network of satellites to do SovereignSky is another really big deal. Anything to do with space is my fundamental love from my previous career. So I tend to mention those first.
Well, and this is one thing that really separates Beos from anything else out there, is the fact that you're going to have nodes in space, or you already do. I think you have several in space.
We have one satellite up there, and guys working to put the airdrop software on that satellite. That's taking a lot longer than I would like to have it take, because they only get it, a couple times a day when they can upload software to it. So,
yeah. I think we're going to be the first company. Not quite sure where SpaceChain are, but I was told that they haven't uploaded blockchain yet. I think SovereignSky will be the world's first blockchain in space. And we are on target to do the first blockchain transaction in outer space as well. So that primarily for us, we have actually a press release. Our first press release will go out next week. So this interview is very good timing for Stan and I.
Wow, that's fantastic. I want to read this quote from you, Stan, because this kind of really, in a short sentence, kind of encompasses this whole RUON, Beos, SovereignSky project. Is, you say here, the project is so all-encompassing, it has taken some of the smartest, most visionary minds in blockchain, aerospace, mobile technology, and even science fiction to achieve its grand vision. That's, I think, very well stated. Can you go into that a little bit, Stan?
Yeah, I'm very excited about the quality of the team we have. We've got really 6 major projects, all that are going to run on the Beos blockchain. And we're all working together to make it happen. Got a really top-notch team in each category, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I am too. How about you, Tim? Do you have any thoughts on this total encompassing project that includes the Beos blockchain, satellites in space, or nodes in space? I mean, there's just so much going on here. Can you tell us a little bit about it from your words?
Well, yeah, interestingly, the last part of Stan's quote, when he talks about science fiction, actually Stan and I, interestingly, are both science fiction enthusiasts. And my major passion really is a movie, a Star Wars style film, really an adapted screenplay from ancient Sumerian tablets, ancient Sumerian clay tablets that were discovered in 1890 by British archaeologists, and talks about Enki and Enku. Now, for any enthusiasts in science fiction, Ancient Aliens, von Daniken's work, so basically, we took that concept, we created a fantastic franchise, science fiction epic space opera based around the clay tablets and what was described on these clay tablets. Now, within that storyline of the movie became SovereignSky, the concept of actually having an intergalactic currency in the form of a cryptocurrency that could actually be beamed around the planet X, which is actually a hypervelocity star system, and land on different areas of the planet and actually different areas of the solar system based on satellites or spaceships, nodes carried on the spaceships. So that's really where the concept of SovereignSky came from. And then really it was the universe that really put the whole concept into reality. Stan and I came across a company called Space Quest that's actually interestingly based in Virginia, where Stan's from. And we went down, we met with them, they loved the concept. That's how our first satellite actually ended up in space, aboard SpaceX in December. And then recently, we've been uploading the blockchain every three times a day. When our satellite hits the ground station, we upload more and more of the blockchain. So I think we're about 50% uploaded now. And the whole concept really came from a science fiction concept.
Yeah, Tim, you might mention the name of your movie.
Planet X.
Planet X.
Planet X, which we're actually going to be funding in cryptocurrency. We won't even be filming Planet X with cameras. We're actually shooting Planet X with 3D mapping technology. So, yeah, and then so once you're in the virtual world, it's literally like you are on Planet X for real. This is not going to look like a computer. This is going to be like as though you're living in the movie.
Wow. It's
the most cutting edge technology there is in the world right now. Planet X will probably be the first movie to actually have this real to life VRX technology. The most interesting thing is RUON. You take your RUON handset, RUON wallet into that virtual world, you'll actually be able to pay for properties, digital assets within the virtual world, within the RUON handset.
Wow. Ready Player One in action. Wow, that sounds fascinating. I can't wait to see more of that and actually to see it once it's out. Do you see any celebrity engagement in this RUON project or SovereignSky or BEOS within the ecosystem?
Yeah, I've got a couple of very famous friends out here that Stan and I are doing our first press release next week because we have the brand new RUON website finished. So once that's released, then I'll be going out and obviously getting them involved, particularly the charity components to sovereign aid, the concept of actually beaming cryptocurrency to Africa and phones in Africa distributed to African villages. That's what really celebrities like to get behind. So, once the press goes out, then people can actually read how it all works. Stan and I have been very, very careful. We don't really do a lot of press. We don't need to do a lot of press. We know what needs to be done. We quietly get on with it, and now we're in a position where, our work is really complete. The RUON app's pretty much finished. The blockchain has been uploaded. It's been stripped down to actually work on satellites. The whole thing's now patented. So we're working with some big VCs now in Silicon Valley and abroad to come on board. We're really looking to create the first indestructible banking system set in space, and also a one world, one network, where the whole planet can literally be sitting on one network, fully encrypted. So it's a massive project. That
what brings to mind right now is serendipity, because I must be feeling this project on a deep spiritual level, because that's kind of what I'm talking about with Uplift Nation, is becoming this perpetual money-making machine for good while onboarding nonprofits into this transparent space called blockchain. I think that's really beautiful. And also my time spent in Haiti, I see that somebody may not have somewhere to sleep at night, but they'll almost certainly have a cell phone, but the main problem is that they're always running out of minutes of data, right? So, you know, every other second, you know, they're scrambling to figure out how they're going to pay for some more data. So knowing that you guys are going to be delivering phones to communities, and I guess it'll be, you know, beamed direct satellite. How does that whole operation work?
Well, look, if I could just quickly add to what you were talking about transparency in charity giving. I would like to say that RUON, number one, we have a patent for saving lives before they're even endangered. I mean, our AI is looking to read news outlets, social media. RUON will be able to see a hurricane coming into an endangered area. It will be able to provide a database of all the users within that area, feed that database to the developed world, Fortune 500 companies, ultra high network individuals. You'll then be able to choose the users who are endangered, whose lives are endangered by war, famine, oncoming natural disaster. You will then be able to send the crypto directly to the satellite. The satellite will then connect to the modem that's been distributed with the phone that person in need owns. Then the money, you know, the cryptocurrency will go directly from the developed world to the satellite down to the village, and then collect in the phone's digital wallet. And then that person will have a connected smart card and be able to obviously spend money and obviously get out of the endangered area within a matter of days before, let's say, the oncoming hurricane. But when you come to transparency, we've got double verification, whereas the person in number one, you know exactly where you can choose actually who the money goes to. Number two, you can see how your money's spent in the way of videos, photos uploaded by the person in need. Number three, you can actually then follow how your money has been spent by accounting system within the RUON technology. And then you can actually talk directly to the person in need who's received your donation. 97.5% of that donation goes directly to that person in need. So I don't think there's a more direct, more transparent way to donate money, to be honest with you. And blockchain is lucky enough to provide that technology.
That is beautiful. You know, thank you both for doing this. I mean, this is what I think is one of the number one use cases for blockchain, and you guys are just spearheading it.
One of the most interesting IPs, patent applications that we have is the ability to instantly talk within a group chat and have your voice instantly translated into the written word. So you could be a Chinese person talking in a group chat, and your voice can actually be translated into word instantly. So we would like to think we're one of the first multiracial nationality chat apps.
Wow.
So yeah, we just thought, well, look, why don't we create the most futuristic chat app? You meet people, you don't, you know, you're busy, and you lose those people in your phone. You know, one of the really great things about RUON, it's going to pop up saying, oh, you met, you know, Tony last weekend. Why don't you drop Tony a quick hello message? So, you know, it's going to bring up all your contacts in your phone, your old contacts. You know, the AI will bring up a contact, be like, oh, why don't you drop, you know, Anthony a message, and you'll click yes, and then it will send him a text.
Kind of like this WeChat on steroids,
Yeah.
you know, on the blockchain. But this is, you know, like it says here, imagine the power of Instagram, Amazon, and EOS combined. But it's even more so than that, especially when you look at the charitable giving aspect of it, which I think is a big aspect of it. But, you know, it goes on to RUON is the only social app that built and owns its own blockchain BEOS, a hybrid of EOS. So that alone is, I mean, this is just multi-tiered, multi-layered. And then on top of it, we've got the satellites in space. So we have this jurisdictional agility for, you know, settlement in I guess, regions that are, I guess, friendly to the transaction that you're trying to post. You mentioned about being able to send cryptocurrency to people's phones in developed areas, and we're talking about, you know, if there's a hurricane incoming, that people can stream payments to them. My question is how do we turn, as a metaphor, how do we turn that cryptocurrency into bread or into resources that they can use within their community?
Well, quite easily. I mean, let's say Coca-Cola gets behind this concept of the SovereignSky box. Okay, and we identified every single orphanage on the planet. We distribute that box that comes with the phone, comes with an integrated smart card where, you know, anywhere where Visa is accepted, this card will also be accepted. And that box also comes with a small modem. So let's say Coca-Cola, Nike, an ultra high network, something like the Bill Gates Foundation, decides to buy 5 million of these boxes. We then distribute out using, I mean, I've already met with the missionaries of Mother Teresa in Florida. They have an incredible distribution network around the world of all of the people in need and orphanages and hospitals. You know, you'll be able to see the profile of thousands and thousands of orphanages around the world, videos, photos, and then you'll simply be able to send money directly to that profile, directly to that orphanage.
Okay.
So that's primarily how we see RUON working. Is you'll be able to go on there, very similar to Instagram. You'll be able to see the profile, you know, the village chief or, you know, the main kids within the orphanage will be able to upload photos and videos of their village or of their of the hospital or the orphanage, and then, you know, people in the developed world can choose that location, can choose that person in need, and then send them money as
Wow.
well.
So let's say you have like an orphanage, and the orphanage will have only one phone, and maybe the director manages that phone, or
Right.
could several people from that orphanage have a phone?
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, primarily it would be the director of the orphanage. However, you know, there's no stopping, you know, the kids having their own phones, you know, and they're creating their own profiles as well.
Now, and the smart card you're talking about, is that a separate card, like a Visa card, or is it integrated in the phone itself?
Well, I mean, within the phone, you're going to have obviously the digital wallet, but yeah, the smart card is like a Visa card, but that connects directly with the digital wallet within the phone.
Okay, so
Yes.
you go to the market that accepts Visa, and you swipe
Right.
the card.
If there's an emergency, there will be an emergency button within the profile.
Now I know, you know, my father just got back from China, and he says, you know, it's very rare to see anybody using credit cards there. They use QR codes, and now they're even moving to something else that's supposedly easier. I can't remember the name of it, but do you see a time when the smart card will be replaced with maybe a QR code or something else? So now it's just a phone, and it's not two separate.
Well, we have that inbuilt. I mean, we obviously have QR codes inbuilt within the RUON app, so they can use the phone directly and swipe their code, or they can use the card. And with our partnership with Zapple, we're actually going to provide these people with their own sort code and routing number. So they're actually going to have their own RUON bank account as well.
So is Apple kind of like a crypto exchange / crypto bank, or?
Yeah, exactly. Zapple is one of our strategic partners. We have about like 10 to 12 very, very solid strategic partners, all the way from the space companies that we're putting the nodes in space with, down to Zapple, down to Vital Card. Zapple particularly, we're very, very happy to work with those guys because they have the ability to provide one of the first and only crypto-friendly bank accounts. So you'll be able to have your RUON routing number, RUON sort code, and accepts cryptos within a banking.
Zapple, is that US based or European based?
UK based, yeah. So we're rolling that out in the UK and Europe first, even though we can provide African users a bank, but it will be obviously going through the UK banking system. And I think over the next couple of years, when RUON is released, it's going to be an exciting time.
Fantastic. All right, Tim, thank you both, Stan. Right. Until next time, mBluCrypto, you all stay awesome.
Take care.
Thank you so much. Bye now.